forget how beautiful it is. And the story is wonderful, the story of the emergence of Russia from the Dark Ages into the 20th century. The music by Modest Mussorgsky, Aaron Khachaturian, and the great Russian Christmas music that opened it will live in these kids' hearts for years. What an outstanding music education combined with an outstanding entertaining performance.
I bet it is, and we were saying earlier, too, that this is not this could have been an embarrassing production if it hadn't been done just right. But it was done so well that they convinced us, and we sat back and relaxed and watched them open up on, we thought of on a stage. Well, can you believe this happening on a football field?
And as you said, they were convinced. That's
That's right.
Yeah.
So was your audience. They were terrific. I wonder what happens to these people when they leave the
By the
school.
way,
Look
here's where the magician changes the old monk.
The audience waited and waited, and they handled it with such a fun, didn't they? Look at that.
All the movements are exaggerated somewhat to be effective from a distance.
Yes, people are seeing this from a long way off.
Right.
I'm so glad we were able
to go right into the great gate of Kiev and just really do a wonderful job of selling.
Oh, yeah. The audience stood, they applauded. You wonder if when these kids come, if they ever feel this kind of a thrill again. I hope that they go on and continue with music they do. Now we're going to stay tuned for more coverage of the 1989 New Mexico Tournament of High School Band Finals Competition. We'll be back right after this. This week on Que Pasa with Dolores, we'll talk to Karen Pogue and Lena Schaefer about Seroptimist International, a club for women in management. Then representatives from the Las Cruces Symphony at New Mexico State University bring us highlights from the upcoming season of this symphony that blooms in the desert. Jim Braden fills our social calendar for October, and master florist Mark Pajak turns a Halloween pumpkin into a vase. It's good people doing good things. Please join us that Saturday and Sunday at 5:30 right here on KRWG TV.
Wolf Trap, America's National Park for the Performing Arts. An evening of musical fireworks, highlighting the infinite moods and possibilities of the piano. Join Harry Connick Jr., Ellis Marsalis, Carmen McRae, Peter Nero, Donald O'Connor, Anthony and Joseph Paratori, and Roger Williams. It's going to be an evening full of peace.
But then a former classmate, played by Gregory, comes to visit. And he comes to win right here in North State, another team. So everything he's done. Good luck.
The news was shocking. The United States sent troops to airlift the bodies back home. Gradually, the whole story came out. Many who were first on the scene found it nearly impossible to comprehend. The early estimates on the death toll were often updated. Bodies were found buried on top of one another. There were only a few survivors. 2 had been sick and missed the fatal meeting. A couple managed to escape into the jungle. But almost all of Jones's followers had gone quietly and obediently to their deaths.
Jim Jones was continually saying, hurry, hurry, we must all do this, we must all die, we must die with dignity.
Parents were talking to their children and telling them whatever they were telling them, and a lot of the children were crying. And he was telling them not to tell the children that they were dying.